Hello and welcome to Essential Ingredients. I'm your host, Justine Reichman. Today we have Chief Regrained Officer, Daniel Kurzrock. Welcome back, Dan.
Thanks, Justine. Great to be with you again and to be on the show.
Yeah, I'm so excited to have you back and to hear what's going on at Regrained. I know there's lots of new news, and I just want to start for those viewers and listeners that maybe haven't met you before, to just give you an opportunity to maybe reintroduce yourself so that those folks can get to know you, and then we can really tap into and hear what's going on new at Regrained.
That sounds great. Hi, everybody. I'm Dan. I am the co-founder and chief grain officer of Regrained. If you've heard of Regrained before, you might know us for our consumer products. We've released a line of nutrition bars and of savory snacks, these puff chips most recently. But really what Regrained is doing behind the scenes is we've developed a platform for upcycled ingredients. So we are an official partner of the USDA, and together we developed patented technology, which I guess we developed the technology and then we patented it for unlocking these really interesting, nutritious food supply chains that have kind of been hiding in plain sight, like the grain from brewing beer, which was an opportunity I stumbled upon as an underage home brewer many moons ago, which we talk about, I think, in depth in the last episode. And what we really specialize in doing is working with other food businesses on helping them create new products that tap into this upcycled food opportunity. From bakery, so think breads, and cookies, and brownies, to pastas, to sauces, and even beverages and ice cream. There's a lot of different ways that our ingredients can be used, and what we're obsessed with doing is finding the best tasting ones that deliver on nutrition and sustainability for customers, humans, ultimately the world. And we, do this with a, really keen eye on the triple bottom line, right? So as a business, we are a for-profit business, but we care a lot about impact and about every decision that we make, being something that's thoughtfully considered around, okay, what is this, what is this doing for the planet and for the people? And so like our mission, we're certified B Corp, all that good stuff. And, what we're here to do is, to help improve the way that we value resources that support all life, and ultimately to better align the food we eat with the planet and people we love. So it's great to be a part of a community doing this. It's something that's not only much more effectively accomplished together, but it's also a heck of a lot more fun, and it's been great getting to know you over the years, Justine, and thanks again for having me on.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree with you more. It's much more fun to do together as well, much more effective and efficient and collaborative. So since we last spoke, I know that there's been so much going on at Regrained. I think since we last spoke, you also have a new facility too. Am I right?
Yeah, so we got this facility in Berkeley. It's our kind of the first deployment of that technology that I was talking about. It's dedicated to primarily processing grain from breweries into our value-added ingredients. We're also applying that same process to other beverages and their byproducts. It could be co-products. So think plant-based milks, think juice. We last spoke. We were just having a laugh about this before you hit record on Christmas Eve. And so I guess that's anything that's happened in 2021 is new.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so, a few other highlights. We launched a product with a edible bakeable cookie dough company called Dope that launched in April, and it ended up being one of their best-selling flavors. It's going to become a permanent part of their lineup soon. It's a brownie flavored cookie dough. They'd like me to say that it's legit. That's one of their taglines. Legit cookie dough. Super delicious and decadent. Really proud of that product and how the launch went, and the ongoing collaboration that we have with them. We also have a pasta product that's actually going to be launching. It hasn't launched yet. It's going to launch at the end of this month, beginning of next month, with semolina pasta. We can talk more about that. There's some news around the Upcycled Food Association, which we're a founding member of, and Regrained was among the first ingredients in the world ever to be certified as being upcycled, which is super exciting because it not only adds a layer of kind of validation and transparency around what upcycling is for the end customer, but it also enables us, in our platform of helping other companies develop upcycled food products. We now have this upcycled ingredient, and more to come, ingredients that they can, use as, kind of part of their, the hero really for their ingredient innovation. And then behind the scenes, there's really a lot, Justine, that I wish I could talk about more that we're doing with some of the bigger food companies out there with product development. We've got a large project with a bakery that's I'll be able to talk more about in 2022. One I can talk about, I mentioned ice cream at the top of the show. By Right Creamery launched their second flavor that uses Regrained in it. It's a vegan ice cream flavor that is a banana bread. And I love the layers of food waste innovation in this, because banana bread, as many of us know, is a great way, probably the best way, to use brown bananas. Like when you make banana bread, you're not supposed to use yellow bananas. You're supposed to use bananas that are soft and brown, and that would it comes out much better when you do it like that, right? And so what By Right did is they took, and for those of you who aren't from the Bay Area, By Right's kind of an institution around here. They have 2 grocery stores that sell, just not only beautiful produce, but really amazing just products of all kinds. And they also have a creamery that is like, you've got to wait in a 45-minute line a lot of times to get to, because it's just so popular. They were one of the groups that first popularized salted caramel as an ice cream flavor. So it's always on the kind of leading edge of ice cream too, which is, I think, one of the best things to be on the leading, I guess, spoon edge up, right? And so this vegan flavor, it's a banana bread flavor. And so they actually took bananas from their market and roasted them and paired it with the Regrained SuperGrain Plus to add like this base note of kind of like these bread, like a bready, malty base note to it, and did it in a way that uses no animal dairy, so it's vegan, and it's this really delicious take on a frozen treat that I've never had before. It's like a frozen banana bread. It's super yummy.
It probably, I mean, not to go in a completely different direction, but that talks about the food loss, right? They would have thrown out these bananas and then they would have had food loss. And so now they're taking something that they would have wasted or had, right? And now they're repurposing it. They're upcycling it.
Yeah, and that sort of like, it's like value-added processing would be kind of the dorky way to describe taking, if you're a grocery store, taking the so like let's use another example from inside of a grocery store. This is how things used to happen everywhere, but we've kind of lost sight of that as everything's gotten more consolidated and more efficient for the bottom line, but less efficient for food utilization. Right. If you think of like chicken, that's like raw chicken that's being sold, that's maybe approaching its code. You like an in-store deli can roast that and sell the rotisserie chicken, and then if they don't, whatever they don't sell from the rotisserie chicken, they can then make chicken salad, right? Like this is like common sense kitchen wisdom, using the bananas to make something with with that. So like it would be amazing if in the near future we kind of return to what's what was old is new again, and we see more grocery stores that are like, maybe they're creating juice. There's a huge problem with produce, right? At an individual store, there's some challenges with with this with some of these huge conglomerates and how they operate at scale. But I think By Right has been they're just an amazing example of a grocery store that has really brought the best of the ancient wisdom of how to use everything up into a modern modern capacity. And so I've always been really impressed and a huge fan of their work as an organization.
And I think it really models or connects with your value system of using upcycled products and using their own, and it just really connects really well, right? It takes your upcycled products, it takes their own, so they have less food loss or less food waste, and creates a whole new innovative product.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see what they come up with next. Yeah, and the this pasta that's launching with semolina pasta in a month is also a really fun nod to a historical story. So this semolina pasta is they're based out of Los Angeles. It's for a while it was. I think it might still be one of the only like actual dry pasta manufacturers. They do fresh pasta for restaurants, really high end, excellent pasta. The style is called strozza preti, which is a shape that most folks aren't that familiar with. They're like little scrolls, and historically they were actually made using whatever was not just the traditional pasta dough, but they'd actually mix in like days old bread and potatoes or whatever happened to be around. And this style of pasta, I guess, actually was a medium for traditional upcycling, if you will. And so this collaboration between us is a kind of a fun, again, just like modern twist on this idea of, hey, let's remember how valuable food is and our resources are, and putting it all to best use, creating delicious food to feed people.
Yeah, no, it's exciting to see all the ways that we're going back in some ways to the old ways of doing things. What's old is new, what's new is old, and so on and so forth. So you have so many exciting things happening. I feel like we've lived a full year in the last 6 months.
Oh yeah, that's how I feel like every week. So
so what do you have coming up for the rest of this coming year?
Yeah, so we've got a few of our own products that will be, so that collaboration, the pasta that'll be launching. We have a line of consumer products that are a bit, I'll be a little vague about it now because we haven't announced it yet, but it's very different than anything we've done before. It's designed to be innovative in a few ways. One, we're going to show a really wide range of applications for the for our ingredient, from savory to sweet, in one product line. And we're also not going, for the first time, we're actually not going to put this product in through traditional kind of brick and mortar retail. We're doing limited releases, online only. We'll be sure to tell you when that comes through. And the idea is that we found, certain product applications that we can, do these more agile runs where we can show, because for us, what we care about is showing all the different ways that our product can be used and how delicious it can be in so many different applications, and really shifting people's perceptions about, it could just be used in bars, or just chips, or, so how do we show a much, broader, breadth, I guess, if you will, of product applications in a way that's still educating the everyday shopper as to what this new ingredient is and how it can be used, so that ultimately when our various longer term kind of B2B partnerships come to fruition, many of which are coming soon, it'll mean something to folks, and they'll be like, oh yeah, I remember trying that as a X, Y, and Z product. Like, of course, it looks like Regrained was involved with this product that launched, and it's gonna be great. So yeah, that's pretty excited about that. We should be launching that probably by the end of August is our estimated timeline there.
So when you say online, is it just going to be on the Regrained site, or will it be at other places online?
Yeah, we'll have for certain products, we'll have certain channel partners that they'll also sell the product, but we're not going to put it through traditional distribution. What we've kind of pursued this hybrid approach for a while, where we were using, we built this consumer brand, making packaged foods as a way to educate people about the ingredient. The theory and the strategy behind that, I think is fairly sound, although it certainly stretches an organization to do both that and an ingredient business. But what's been tough is that in the actual retail environment, what a lot of people don't realize is there's distributors that are involved, and there's it's a whole venture, in and of itself, which anyone who knows anything about the food business is sitting there thinking, well, duh, I could have told you that before you got into it. But what we've realized is that for us, as much as it would be amazing to have have our products that are branded in, every store in America, or whatever. Like, really when you think about us as an ingredient platform, we want other companies who are already doing that to be using our ingredients in their products.
Right.
So we can still build the consumer market. We can still show a broader range of applications without without the complexity that being in a traditional retail environment, introduces. I'm not saying that we'll never do it again in the future ever, but, for the time being, we've realized that, all right, we can, be more effective by focusing our efforts on showing a much broader range of applications, without focusing as much as on.
Are you thinking of large big companies using this as they build out their products for the supermarket? Are you thinking of chefs as they cook in hotels and restaurants? Or are you thinking about both?
Both, honestly. And the world of food service and, restaurant, kind of menu innovation is one that we are huge fans of, and we're beginning to do quite a bit of activity around until COVID hit and really shut down, a lot of that work from happening. And so now that things are coming back online, we really do look forward to working with more chefs, with more, various food service groups on showing some of the different ways that this can be used. Like one of my favorite examples would be pizza crust. ReGrained could be used to make an amazing pizza crust, and or even different, like, well, this is, I guess, another bakery example, but like, like pita, and flatbreads, and various desserts. There's a lot of opportunity in that world that we're now ramping back up, and so it's definitely a focus as well.
Essential Ingredients is powered by Next Gen Chef. Next Gen Chef is a movement that supports food and beverage entrepreneurs around the world by fostering a sense of community and providing its members access to mentors and a wealth of resources and guidance. Next Gen Chef feeds members with the knowledge they need to build better for you food and beverage businesses, so the world can have greater access to healthier food, comprehensive food education, and increased affordability. If you like what you hear on this podcast, continue the conversation or ask new questions on the Next Gen Chef app, available in the Apple Store and Google Play. Follow Next Gen Chef on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook at Next Gen Chef. Join Next Gen Chef and let's change the future of the food industry together.
That's exciting. I feel like there's a lot of opportunity in there. And I can't wait to see Regrained all over the place on menus, powered by Regrained. Or you have a tagline. What is it?
We do. We have like a powered by Upcycled SuperGrain. Oh. Eat up is our tagline. But but we do have like we do have like our, Intel Inside, or, Gore-Tex, Vibram, 3M, these other brands that are known for imparting their quality onto the products that they, are a part of. So that's kind of similar to how people look at our product. It's not a filler ingredient. It's an integral component of that product. It is, the hero ingredient. It really defines a lot of the better differences, of that product compared to the competitive set. And so, that's the seal, that we hope is on front of pack in every, aisle of the grocery store.
Yeah, no, I was excited when I recently saw your product when I was out in Napa. I was super excited to see it. I couldn't wait.
I love to hear that.
Yeah. I was really excited. They're offering me different flavors. I was showing my friends. I was like, okay, so which one should we try?
Which one did you try?
To be honest, I don't remember, but I remembered I was like, okay, there's this one and this one. And I had tried them all before because we've done taste tests in the house, and I've had Tim try them all.
Yeah.
And Tim loves them all, and he likes them for the races too, except that they're not easy to pack for races. So he used to eat the bars for his races. They were for his races, but the other ones have too much. He doesn't like anything with air in them for the races.
Yeah, and
he does a lot of the
puff chips are air is a key component of the puffing process. Yeah.
There was one with barbecue something or other that I liked.
Yeah, this Texas Pit barbecue. I love that flavor.
And then there was another one with salt.
Yeah, smoked sea salt and pepper. So we couldn't just be normal. We couldn't just be normal about the flavors we launched. We had to be like the true Regrained way. So we've got this is for those who are listening who are maybe not familiar with our line of puffed chips that were the product that we launched in 2020 and that we're offering throughout the most of the balance of this year before we start focusing on other things, is the we had a Mexican street corn flavor, right? Like
that was
a elote inspired. Yeah.
Because for those that don't know, I lived in Mexico City for 2 years.
Yeah.
So when you sent that one, that was the first one I opened. I was like, don't touch that. That one's mine.
Yeah, that's a killer flavor. It's been our best seller the entire time we've had that product aligned, and it was online, and it was the first one to sell out. And we also have an urban garden, which is like a veggie. It's almost like a veggie bouillon, in a chip.
I let him have that one. It was a negotiation.
Yeah.
I wanted this one, and I had to give something up.
Yeah. Oh, and pro tip, they make great like kind of healthy crouton alternatives, or as like a topper to soup. Yeah, it's a really fun product line.
Good idea.
It's funny in retrospect though. It's like why we're already introducing this kind of crazy new idea for people of upcycling. Shouldn't we just maybe make the flavors normal? But
so
where's the fun in that?
For the listeners that don't know, can you go over the flavors again? Because
yeah. So there's smoked sea salt and pepper, smoked sea salt and cracked black pepper. There's urban garden. There is aged sharp cheddar, which also has some parm and some blue cheese in it. So it's got kind of this like funky. It's almost actually got the flavor profile of like a brie. But yeah, so it's like a really sharp, kind of very adult cheese. And then there's
sophisticated almost.
Yeah, right. Like why you probably should have just done orange cheese. But again, where's the fun in that? Texas Pit Barbecue, which is like so for those of you who are barbecue aficionados, there's like bunch of different regional barbecues. Some are more sauce based. In Texas, it's more of about the slow, slow cooked, like smoked, meats, like the brisket with a spice rub, right, without any, sweetness. And so that's that one. And then I don't know if I said 5 yet. I think I forgot the. Well, we already talked about it. Yeah, Mexican street corn would be the.
Okay, awesome. So, and if anybody wanted to go get these, where would they go find these besides the Solage in Napa?
Yeah, I mean, they're online. You can find them online for sure. We're in a region of Kroger, Fred Meyer. So it's up in the Northwest, a few hundred stores. They're in Raley's markets. They're places like small markets like Buy Right. They're in certain REI, actually, REI locations. We also do. They're available through services like Snack Magic, which does like office snacking. Thrive Market, carries them. So there's a bunch of different ways to get them. Get them while you can. They're not going to be around forever.
Okay.
We're onto the. Someone will bring them. Again, I can't say too much about this. Someone will bring them back.
Okay. But, we hope to carry them in the pantry when we launch it soon. Before they're not around.
Yeah. The pantry. Good plug for the pantry. And excited about that too.
So that's going to be launching soon. But in the meantime, Dan, thank you so much for joining us. I'm so glad that we got to get a little update on what you guys are doing. It's really exciting. I'm sorry we didn't get to give everyone a little look or peek into the new facility, but maybe you can share.
You want to go real quick?
Yeah, let's go real quick. Let's give everyone a little peek.
We'll commute on over to the.
Okay, let's commute. Oh my God! Look at that. The facility is amazing.
Yeah, it's very shiny. It's it actually could go up to space. No, just kidding. So yeah, this is our machine that we developed. The patent around with the USDA. It's for processing the fresh grain from the breweries, which comes out at about 90% moisture. So it's rather difficult to process safely and efficiently and create a desirable, end product. So that's what we've solved for the first time. We built it out. A lot went into it, and the one of the really exciting things about this, twofold. One is that we have a much higher capacity for what we can do. So now we can work with a much wider range of companies of all sizes that are interested in the upcycled opportunity, and we can support. Previously when we were doing tens of thousands of pounds a month, in this facility we can do tens of thousands of pounds a day. Like it's
Wow.
A significant difference. And the other really exciting thing about this is this is just the first of the deployments. What this is designed to do actually is to be able to be deployed on site at a brewery, at a juicing facility, actually in a decentralized co-located model. And so that's, kind of a future phase of the business that we'll have, I'm sure, an update on the
We're
show
gonna have
at some
another
point about
update. I
that.
can't wait.
That's kind of where this is going. And so this is kind of the first of its kind, pilot deployment of it. It's at a commercial scale, but we consider it a pilot because really what we want to be doing with these is dispersing them at different points of production around the world.
And so what's the timeline on building those out?
We have, again, a lot of this is like, can't go into specific details of, but we've got a number, let's say 3, like pretty active international discussions happening, around this, as well as, with several domestic, players of looking where to do this. The thing is that, and just to speak to it quickly, it's like one of these machines, as I was showing before, we've got a lot of capacity to do this. And so what really needs to happen from my perspective is seeing more products commercialized using these ingredients. Increased demand, right, will create the case to then increase supply, which will ultimately
build more.
And which will enable us to upcycle more of the supply chain, make more impact, right, build a bigger business, all of the things. And so, we're really focused in this next phase on the partnerships aspect of our business, on where we're the supplier of an ingredient to another company. And then we really look forward to those products, just crushing it in market, doing really well, and creating the case for additional capacity to be introduced in the way that I described previously.
Well, I'm sure that your partnership also, or your collaboration, or the relationship with the Upcycle Association and that whole community will really foster the relationships and the growth as well, because together you guys can really work, to make the whole community work together and continue to expand the whole idea of upcycling, and really, spearhead this forward, propel it forward, not spearhead it, propel it all forward together.
Yeah.
Since it's a global community, I would imagine that together, this is something that you guys can really work together on.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I'm super impressed with just every day with our membership and what these different companies are accomplishing. And, it's something that we should all be very proud of. I think that we're coming together and, building this.
And I just want to say, for those people listening, the Upcycle Association, or I just want to ask you to maybe just let people listening or watching, if you could maybe just talk to the Upcycle Association so that listeners that are watching this or listening know what we're talking about. So if they're interested, it gives them an opportunity maybe to learn more, or we can give them a place to go to get more information.
Yeah, for sure. So the Upcycled Food Association is what we're talking about. What it is an industry nonprofit. So it's a member-driven nonprofit organization that started with less than 10 companies in the Bay Area in a room, Regrained, Renewal Mill, Imperfect Foods, TBJ Gourmet, like, the list goes on. There was this kind of tight knit group that we came together and we said, hey, we're all doing upcycling. Like, let's create more of a center of gravity for this, right? And so now there's almost 200 members, and it's kind of become, like I was saying, the center of gravity for the upcycled food, the upcycled food movement. It's much bigger than Regrained or any of the individual companies that are members of it. If you've heard of an upcycled food company, from Matriarch Foods to Pulp Pantry to, gosh, there's so many, Reveal Tea, Take Two Foods, there's just a lot happening in the upcycled food world. Many of these the majority of the upcycled companies now have joined this association, and we, as an association, developed a definition of upcycled foods. There's now a certification standard that's administered by the association, that's open for enrollment. So there's all things upcycled. You can check out upcycledfood.org and check out the Upcycled Food Association and all the great work that the association is doing and its member companies.
We also interviewed Tyler. So
Tyler from
Upcycled Association.
Great.
So for those listening, if you
Turner.
Yeah. Turner. So for those of you that want to learn more about the Upcycled Association, you can catch the episode of Essential Ingredients with Turner as well. So he talks a lot about it. He tells you a little bit about the mission and how to get involved and some of the benefits and all about the association. So I thought that, just gives you an opportunity to learn more about that. So Dan, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for giving us an update. Keep us posted on how things progress, because, I'm always interested. And as always, you guys are just doing such great work, both for the world, the planet, and I'm always excited to share it with our audience. So thanks so much for joining us.
Outstanding. Thank you, Justina. Thanks everyone for listening in.
Yeah, thanks guys for listening in. As you always do, we're here every Tuesday, and there's a new episode every week.
To find out more about this episode of Essential Ingredients and access show notes, check out Next Gen Chef and choose podcast in the menu bar. If you like this episode, head to iTunes or Next Gen Chef's YouTube channel to subscribe. Learn more about Next Gen Chef, the platform that powers this podcast, by checking out our website, or visit us on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn at Next Gen Chef. You can also check out my Instagram at Justine_Reichman. If you have thoughts about this episode or future episode ideas, leave us a comment at Next Gen Chef's YouTube channel or drop an email at team@nextgenchef.com. Thanks for joining us.